Hello and welcome back to ARMA3 Basic Editing Part 2. The first part 1, was getting to our initial point, and now we're going to set up the target, the objective, whatever we're going to do. Let's move my camera over here so I can kind of show you what we're going to do, and we're going to bring our guy over. Now you can do this. This was the first thing I did, was check the tower. Let's go ahead and take him out of the helicopter because we don't want him to start in the helicopter for this sequence right here. Let's put him on the land. Let's put him over here because I have enemies down here. Okay, let's go in and take a look at this target area. You're going to see a bunch of stuff here. That's a lot of it's not needed, but I'll talk you through what I did. This tower was on the map already on Serrani, the small one, but I can't label it. You can't check to see if it's alive or destroyed. So what I did at first was I threw a bottle down here on the ground, because a player might see some trash and it's nothing, it's trash, and then a bottle. And you can label the bottle and then have the computer game check to see if that bottle is alive or not. If the bottle's alive, if it's not alive, then that means the tower was destroyed. So there's little tricks that you can use. So when the bottle didn't work, I reverted to a vehicle. So if this tower gets exploded, let's say the player lays some explosives right here, it will destroy this van. The van looks like it's parked here on the side. It looks like, it might belong here. That doesn't look like it belongs here, but I guess it could, but whatever. Here is and you can see it's labeled bottle, B-O-T-T-L-E. I labeled the van bottle because I was trying these two things out. So when the player gets up here, drops the bomb, detonates it, this trigger is actually looking to see if bottle is alive. Now when bottle is not alive, then things can happen. The triggers are important. That's what makes things happen. So here is our trigger. Let's take a look at our trigger. The trigger is it's nothing. It's not big, doesn't have any kind of type or activation. But the condition is not alive tower, and then colon, not alive tower. You can check other stuff. You can say not alive tower 2 if there's a second objective. That way the player knows he's completed both objectives. Now on activation, I do this for me in case I want to set up something else. So A1 equals true doesn't necessarily mean anything at the moment, just A1 equals true. So I also like to make a sound, play a sound when a trigger is completed. Maybe it's a bird sound, or it's a sound from me that I know that the trigger worked and that A1 is equaling true at that moment. So I created a little sound once this trigger has been activated, and it's checking to see if, let's change the word to bottle, not alive bottle, which would mean the van. The van is called bottle. It's checking to see if bottle is alive. When bottle is destroyed, then A1 equals true. Hope that makes sense. Now, I got to thinking, well, maybe there's a tower in here that we could use. Maybe there's a tower in the game that we can use. So I went and picked out a tower. I think it was under, what the hell was it under? It was under empty, let's see, it's communication tower. It's under CVA. So it is a mod, but you could use a van, you could use a bike, you could use something that can be destroyed. There's military post, so it's under military, van, and communication tower. Environment? No. Environment cup. Trees, winter, plants, rocks, no. Equipment? Backpacks, no. Fences, cup, furniture, roads, ruins. Could be under ruins. Military ruins. Yeah, these are some of these things. I don't remember what it was under. Structures. Boat, humanitarian, radar. Humanitarian. Ah. No, these are just tents, but it's possible you could use a tent. Village. What's it called? Communication tower. Structures on Malden, maybe? I don't remember where I found it. It might be under structure. It might be under things, cup, construction sites, explosives, military, religious, storage targets, utilities, maybe? Power generator. You might be able to use this as well. You could put something down there. Anything that you can explode and just make sure that you can destroy it and it just doesn't fly off somewhere and not destroyed. So, but it was called Communication Tower CBA. I had a military cargo post, that's this thing, and a van. And you could label this if you wanted to check to see if it would explode. So, once it explodes, oh, this. Yeah, let's go back to this. I tested it, and one demolition block does not destroy this tower. So I just went into the towers. You have to call it tower. You have to name it tower so that the game will check to see if tower is alive. One demolition block did not destroy this tower. It destroyed the little one, but not the big one. So I took the big one and just reduced its health and armor down to like 1%. So it'll stand there. And I swear to God, if you probably ran into this with a truck, it would fall over, or shoot it with a gun, it might fall over. But to the player, one demolition block, he could use 2 or 3 if he wanted to, but one demolition block should work, and that completes that trigger, letting you know, hey, objective complete. But I put in A1 so that you could do something else. Let's go back to here. Now, once the player blows this up, he exfils. That was his job. He exfils this way and sets off another trigger to end the game. This ends the game. End 1. It's a square trigger that's 150 by 50. End 1. Blue 4 present. Any blue 4 present will cause this to end. The mission is over. So I put a little pickup sign here so that on the map the player would know to swim out to here. He's going here, but as soon as he sets off this trigger, the game's going to end. He thinks he's going to get picked up by a boat, but the game ends. So let's remember our helicopter is sitting out here. Let's give him another waypoint to move to here. And it will not activate until A1. Now at the beginning, A1 is false. Nobody knows anything about A1, but you could tell, you can put that also on your character. A1 equals false at the beginning of the game. And nothing will happen until A1 equals true. So when A1 equals true, this trigger will let the helicopter move again. And we're going to have him move over to here. And then we're going to have him load. We're going to have him load. Is this load? Yeah, load. So we're going to have him load. As soon as the player gets in, we're going to have a get in trigger. And we're going to sync it. But now I have to be here. I have to set this trigger off, so I have to walk up this way. So as soon as I get here, then this trigger will happen. Now, the helicopter will land, but sometimes if there's trees around, it's not level, it's not a good place to land, a helicopter will not land, will not land. So you need to go find a object, an empty object. You know, I could have went here and went communications tower. Communications tower ruins, communications tower. So they're under Altus and stuff. So communication tower under CBA, but you can find it that way. Let's find Invisible H, I think it's called. Invisible H, yes. This one or this one. Invisible helipad. It's invisible. Only the game can see it. So we'll put it here on the road. We'll move these a little closer. I just don't want to set my get in trigger off too soon. There we go. And then let's have the helicopter move away. The helicopter will take off and fly this way, and eventually he'll set this trigger off. So let's just have him fly that way. So as soon as Blue 4 comes into this tower, into this section, and you can see I didn't have the boat go in, the helicopter is nowhere near it until the game is over, until the objective is done. Let's see, I think I have this completed. We've checked to see if the tower is alive by not alive. That was the wrong thing. Not alive. Yeah, not alive tower, or you can anything. Then A1 equals true. Now the helicopter is going to sit out here and wait until A1. And then he's going to fly in and pick us up, and then he's going to leave. So let's test this out and see if it works. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, I thought I still left myself on. Now let's take a look. Here comes our helicopter in. Remember, he's coming in to drop us off. Our boat is taking off because the boat was my first thing I had set out there. And you know, when you have artificial AI going around the map, you could have a jet plane fly over about halfway through your mission. It just gives some, you know, ambient things to happen. Let's see, I'm going to destroy that, so I'll probably have to go out into the water. And I don't want the enemy to see me. Okay, let's wait till our helicopter flies away. Okay, our helicopter is leaving. So he's going to go out there and wait at that waypoint. I can actually hear him, and I bet the enemy can see him. I've got them set to careless so that they are safe, so that they don't do anything until they're fired at. Okay, it looks like he's waiting. Until I set that 44 meters, until I go up there. Okay, I'm going to lay some explosives down to blow this tower up that's only set to like 1% health. So let's put some explosives down. Let's set it over here so it'll blow up bottle. Van's called bottle. And we'll blow it up by ourselves. We may have to take out some enemy. I'm going to run away from that 44 meter trigger there. I don't want that waypoint to be set off. Okay, our helicopter is still waiting. Yep. I'm going to get down here in the water. I want to swim away from that. I'll probably get an error here when the smoke. I've got a. Oh, I'm too close. When the dust and smoke come up from that explosion, there's an error. So I'll get that error and then I'll clear it. Okay, this might be good enough. Let's go ahead and blow this thing. And there goes our very weak tower. I didn't get... Okay. There's my sound, if you heard that sound. Now our helicopter should be coming in. And yeah, I can hear it. He's coming in to pick me up. And you can do anything. You can, at the same time A1 equals true, you can have enemy start rolling in. Counterattack. Maybe they're coming to investigate what's going on. Now he's going to sit there. He isn't going to land. Ooh. There went bottle. There went bottle exploding. You don't want to get too close to that. You'll get burned. So until I get close enough to this trigger, he's just going to hang out there until I set this trigger, or until this waypoint is completed. And my waypoint is linked to his waypoint. So now he's going to find that invisible H. He did not find that invisible frickin' H. You little shit, you're going to make me run all that way? There's a couple of enemy down there. Okay, I'm running with my wetsuit on. We may have to try a better position on that H. I probably had it set too close to these bottles, or these tanks. But check all of this before you put enemy down. Check, make sure everything's working right. He's got a good landing spot down there. You're going to have to run through some enemy here. Oh, yep, there's the enemy. But they're on the other side, so... Now, as soon as we fly into that blue trigger, the game will end. Blue for present. Game's over. So, mission complete. The tower was destroyed, and we checked to make sure the tower was destroyed. That sets off another chain of events, maybe the exfiltrate or a counterattack from the enemy or something else. And then you can check for objective 2, like objective 1 is complete and then objective 2 is complete, and then end the mission. And the mission won't end until both of them are complete. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.